Hey everyone, so I've been so slow on making this video. I filmed it 3 times. This time I'm just going to upload it and see what happens. The new Subaru STI and the WRX. You know, I haven't said anything about these two. They're highly talked about, they're new releases, and they're starting to be sold. So I feel like I need to come out and let you guys know what I think about it and just give my overall thoughts and impressions. Just so you guys know, I've seen the new WRX in person at the LA Auto Show. I haven't seen an STI in person, and I haven't sat in one or driven one. When the WRX was first released, the 2015 WRX, and it had the new platform with the BRZ engine, and it had the whole redesign, the new interior, and the 6-speed, the automatic transmission, the better handling. I thought that, whoa, you know, Subaru did something right here. And I was excited to see what the STI had in store. In my opinion, the look of the WRX is a little bit, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like a love-hate relationship. It's weird because on the WRX, I hate the rear end. I think it's too plain. But when you see the STI, just having that rear wing just does so much for me. I actually love the rear end of the STI. Overall, the looks of the new cars, I think that they're alright. They're pretty futuristic looking. I think they look close enough to that concept that we saw at the Detroit Auto Show. But overall, I'm still more used to the older models. So who knows, maybe when I start seeing them on the road more often, I'll grow to love them more. But as of now, I think it's alright. It's not horrible. I think it does look a little bit like an Evo in the front. It does, but it doesn't. But I think the interior is pretty awesome on the new cars. I do have a few gripes here and there. I think that on the STI, the red, it goes a little bit overboard in some spots. If you guys knew about my STI or watched videos about it, you would know I love red accents and interiors. I think the accents on the seats are nice on the STI, but I think that they went a little bit too much on the shift knob. If you guys have seen on the shift knob, they have on the STI shift knob, it's on the top, it's black with the white, with the shift numbers. But they did red this time, and the red and the white to me just does not contrast well. It looks really tacky. It's kind of a little bit too much, and I just think that it looks a little tacky, like I said. I think they should just let that black and let that alone. But the red stitching is nice, and the red accents on the seats are nice. Also, the interior as a whole is it's a pretty good looking design. The steering wheel is awesome. They finally put the D-shaped steering wheel in that car. As you guys know, I have the GT spec wheel on my STI, and it resembles the GT spec wheel, so that's awesome. I do think it's a little strange that they have a huge Subaru logo on the middle of the wheel, and just a little STI logo on the bottom. I think that the STI owners want to have people know they have an STI more, so it should be more prominent, like how it was on my year. The 13, it should just be right in the middle of the steering wheel, and maybe have the Subaru logo at the bottom. I don't know, something like that. Other than that, I think the boost gauge is cool, how they come with the boost gauge, but I'm not sure how it's going to work for tuning, because once you start to exceed 20 PSI, it takes a lot to go past 20 PSI, but I know people will do it, so I'm not sure how that gauge will react, if it can be modified to read higher, or if you're just going to have to get another gauge and ignore it. I'm not sure offhand if that gauge, if the boost gauge can read as anything else, or if it's just the boost gauge. I'd be interested to hear that, though. I think that the automatic transmission for the WRX is kind of cool to give people that option because, it should be pretty quick and shift pretty smooth. It shouldn't be like a, kind of a crummy, little automatic transmission. It should be pretty solid, so that's kind of cool to see. And the fact that they added a 6-speed to the WRX, in my opinion, Subaru is making the STI less and less desirable to buy. If I were buying either one of those two cars, I would probably go for the WRX, actually. Which, I want to own the STI, I want to say I have an STI, but I would probably get a WRX and put an STI wing on it, because the new platform for the WRX looks a lot better, and the fact that, I thought that was my friend, and the fact that the Subaru hasn't changed the STI engine, to me is just a red flag. The whole ringland failure thing is a pretty big issue that Subaru is aware of, and I would have thought they would have changed it by now, but I'm pretty surprised that they haven't. That really does surprise me, but whatever. So apparently if the STI handles a whole ton better, that's supposed to, I guess, compensate for it. I don't really know. The SI drive is pretty much the same from what I can tell. I can't remember, does the WRX have SI drive? I feel like it does, but then at the same time I'm like, why would they do that? So I'm not really sure. But overall, you know, the engines in the WRX are supposed to be really strong. Like I've seen people with the BRZs have 540 wheel on 85 for several thousand miles and it's still going strong. So that's exciting. It does kind of chump the STI though. They should have at least made the WRX less impressive, or made the WRX as impressive as it is, and made the STI even more impressive. Because I know you get the better brakes, the better handling, and the wing, and the accents, but I mean, it's the whole same old story with the STI. It's just Subaru is making WRX even better with this new model, so it's making it less of a reason to why spend the extra $10,000 on an STI, you know? I don't really know what Subaru's thinking, but it's rumored that they're making an STI BRZ finally, and that they are going to be working on a new FA engine for the STI. So that'll be interesting to see if they actually follow through with that. But as of now, I think that they're pretty cool, the STI and the WRX. The WRX really has caught my attention, but you know, the STI has also, because it's an STI. I really can't wait to test drive one at one point. I've heard the WRX is going for $35K, at least locally. They're selling for that much, so that's kind of crazy. They're in that high of demand. Apparently someone already crashed a new 2015 STI down south in like Costa Mesa area, so that's kind of unfortunate. It must suck to crash a brand new car right into a palm tree. But that's just my really first, you know, kind of my impressions as of now about those two new cars. I haven't really sat down and done a lot of thinking about it. That's just kind of off the top of my head how I feel about them. Being an ex-STI owner, is it possible I'll get the new STI or the WRX in the future? Yeah, maybe. If they improved the STI and they fixed like the ringland failure issue and they added a new platform, not just the same old EJ engine, then it'd be more reason for me to want to go back to an STI, especially if the Evo is discontinued. So we'll see. It also depends on how my lifestyle is and like what kind of cars I'm into at that point. Because I'm gonna be older, more mature, so we'll see if I'm still into these types of cars. Hopefully I will be. We'll see. People's life change. So, like I said, guys, let me know what you think about the new WRX and the STI. You know, do you feel the same way? Do you think the Subaru just messed up? Do you think that they did awesome on these new cars? I'm really curious to hear what your opinion is, so go ahead and leave me a comment down below. I'll do my best to respond to all of them. So see you guys in the next video. Later.